I never believed in the stories. I thought they were just village myths, meant to keep kids from wandering off at night. But what happened to me on that deserted road outside Kuldhara changed everything. And I swear on whatever's left of my sanity. She was real, the one with the backward feet. It started on the 13th of October. I had been traveling through Rajasthan, collecting local ghost stories and filming haunted locations for my growing horror travel vlog. The kind of stuff that gets a few 100,000 views, if you're lucky or unlucky, enough to catch something real. I had heard murmurs in Jaisalmer about a stretch of road near the abandoned village of Kuldhara. Locals called it Rasta Shrapat High, the cursed path. Apparently, no one walked it after midnight. They said a woman in red waits for men who travel alone. They said her feet were backward, and if you followed her, you'd never return the same. It sounded perfect for my channel. That night, I set out just before midnight. I had my DSLR slung over my neck, my GoPro strapped to my chest, and a flashlight in hand. There was no mobile signal out there, but I had offline maps and my trusty paranoia to guide me back. The road was narrow, sand-washed, with thorny bushes on either side. The moonlight was dull, filtered through clouds, and there were no streetlights for miles. Just the crunch of my boots and the low hum of insects. I turned on the GoPro. Midnight challenge on the cursed road of Kuldhara. I whispered into the mic, trying to sound bold. Let's see if the legends are true. That was my first mistake. 10 minutes in, everything went wrong. The air turned still. No wind, no bugs, not even my breath felt real anymore. Then I heard it. Chan-chan, a soft, metallic sound, like piles, anklets, dragging against stone. I froze, shone my torch behind me. Nothing. I laughed it off. Maybe a goat bell, I whispered, or wind, but there was no wind. And then, ahead of me on the road, I saw her. She stood beneath a lone kedri tree, facing away, draped in a deep red sari. Her hair was thick, long, and tangled, hanging to her lower back. She wasn't moving, just standing there, still as a statue. "Excuse me," I called out. "Are you all right?" No response. I took a cautious step forward, shining my torch ahead, and that's when I saw her feet. Twisted, broken, backward. My mouth went dry. My skin turned ice cold. Those weren't feet that belonged to a living person. I took a step back, camera still rolling. She hadn't moved, but somehow she was closer, as if the distance between us had shrunk without either of us walking. I wanted to turn and run. Every nerve in my body screamed at me, but I couldn't take my eyes off her. I blinked. She was now facing me. Her face was pale, chalk white in the torchlight. Her eyes, milky and wide, locked with mine. Her smile was stretched too far, and her head leaned unnaturally to the side, like a broken doll. And then she lifted her hand, slowly, and pointed at me. The torchlight flickered, then died. I was swallowed by darkness. The GoPro blinked twice, low battery. I tried to turn and run, but something held my legs stiff. It felt like the air had turned thick, like I was knee-deep in molasses. The anklet sound grew louder, closer, faster. I shut my eyes and screamed, and suddenly, silence. When I opened my eyes again, she was gone. The moon peeked through the clouds. and the torch sputtered back to life for a second. There was no one on the road, just me, standing in the sand, legs shaking, heart pounding so loud I thought it might explode. I backed away slowly, keeping my eyes on the tree. No sign of her. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe it was exhaustion, fear, the desert messing with my head. I turned and ran. Didn't stop till I reached my hotel room in Jaslamur. Didn't upload the footage. Didn't even check it. I wanted to pretend it never happened. But it didn't end there. That night, I locked the door, triple-checked it, and left all the lights on. I tried to sleep, but every time I closed my eyes, I heard it. That sound. The bells. Inside my room. Getting louder. I turned over, and she was there, standing at the foot of my bed. The red sari. The twisted smile. The backward feet. Except now, she was crawling onto the bed. I blacked out. When I woke up, it was morning. The lights were still on. The door was locked. My equipment dead. Camera battery drained. GoPro corrupted. No footage. I checked my legs. Bruises, deep ones, like fingers had gripped me in the night. I checked out that morning. Left Rajasthan. Left the vlog unfinished. I never posted the video. I told myself it was just sleep paralysis. A night terror. A prank by my own mind. Until last week. I was editing a new video, something unrelated, cheerful, a temple visit from Himachal. I imported the raw files from my hard drive, and in the folder was one I didn't remember creating. Do not follow her.mp4. No thumbnail, just static. I opened it. It was dark. Then a whisper. You turned back. Then the sound. Chan-chan. And her face filled the screen. I deleted the file. I burned the drive. But the sound hasn't stopped. Every night at exactly 2:33 a.m., I hear her, walking, getting closer, one backward step at a time. Samir started to panic. He called out, "Hello," and his own voice answered back. Not an echo, a perfect repeat. "Hello." Exactly the same tone, timing, and breath. Then it repeated again. "Hello," until the sound started, layering, Samir's voice bouncing around, us like a broken speaker on loop. Louder, distorted, laughing now. Pia grabbed my arm. "We need to leave. Now." We all agreed. No more investigating. No more footage. Just get out. But we couldn't, because no matter how far we walked, the tunnel kept going. And then Danny screamed. We spun around to see him clutching his ears. Blood was pouring from them. He dropped to his knees, sobbing, repeating, "Make it stop. Make it stop." It's saying my thoughts. We tried to lift him, but he jerked away violently. It knows. It knows about my mom. How does it know that? I'd never seen someone break down that fast. His lips were trembling like he was freezing, and then he stood up suddenly, calm, too calm. "I'll stay," he whispered. And then he walked into the wall. But he didn't hit it. He passed through it, as if the stone absorbed him. We ran forward to where he vanished. The wall was solid, just cold rock. We screamed his name. We slammed against the wall. No answer. Then came the whisper, so close to my ear I could feel the breath. "He was never yours to save." I turned. No one was there. That was the first moment I truly believed we wouldn't make it out alive. Pia broke down. She was muttering mantras, tears streaking her dusty face. Samir was filming everything now, maybe thinking someone needed to know what happened if we didn't make it. I don't know why I didn't stop him. That's when we saw the torchlight, flickering, far down the tunnel. A silhouette holding it. We called out. No answer. The light got closer, slow and swaying, and we could make out the figure. It was a man, tall, skin covered in ash, long matted hair, bones hanging from his waist like a belt. An Aghori. Do not speak, he said. His voice was deep, cracked, ancient. He walked past us without looking, drawing a chalk circle on the tunnel floor with something black, charcoal or ash. I don't know. Then he placed a small skull in the center, lit it on fire, and began to chant. The air changed instantly. The cold was replaced by heat. The stone walls began to sweat. My vision blurred, and I swear I saw hundreds of shadow hands reaching through the walls toward us. But something invisible kept them from crossing the circle. When he stopped chanting, the flames vanished instantly. The Aghori looked at us and finally spoke. It has followed you. It has tasted your names. You must run. When the fire goes out again, don't turn back, no matter what you hear, no matter who calls. He pressed red paste onto our foreheads, then smashed the skull with his staff. A loud snap, and the entire tunnel shook. Go, he shouted. We didn't wait. We ran, hard, faster than ever in our lives, past symbols that glowed briefly in red on the walls, past ancient carvings that looked older than language itself. The air grew hotter and heavier behind us. Screams echoed all around us, in our voices. Samir heard his mother. Pia heard a little girl crying. I heard my own voice yelling, Arjun, help me. But we kept running. Then we saw it. The exit. A faint light. Moonlight. Shining through the real tunnel mouth. The one we'd entered from. It had returned. We burst out, collapsing onto the dirt path. The wind hit our faces like a blessing. We turned around, and there was no tunnel. Just rock. A flat wall of mountain. No opening. No door. Just like the locals said, it was sealed. We stumbled back to the village just before sunrise. The old woman saw us. She nodded solemnly and walked away without a word. Danny was never found. The footage? Corrupted. Samir stopped talking for a month. Pia never filmed again. Me? I left ghost hunting behind. But sometimes, when I sleep, I dream of the tunnel, and I hear my voice calling out from inside. Guys, wait up. They told me not to look into the well. Not after sundown. Not if I wanted to return whole. But I'm a journalist. Curiosity is my curse. And that step well in Shivapura had a secret no one would talk about. Not the Sarpanch. Not the children. Not even the temple priest. So I looked, and I saw her. My name is Raghav Menon. I work for a digital news outlet based in Lucknow. Last November, I received an anonymous tip. Women are disappearing in Shivapura, all near the stepwell. The police won't file a case. I laughed it off at first. Villages have 100 rumors and 1,000 superstitions. But something about that line stuck with me. The police won't file a case. So I took a weekend, packed my camera, and took the 4-hour ride down to Shivapura. The village was ancient. Crumbling walls, narrow lanes, people who stopped talking when I approached. I stayed with the only man willing to host me, a retired schoolteacher named Bhushan. He said very little, but made strong tea. When I asked about the step well, his face changed. You're not from here. You wouldn't understand, he muttered. Help me understand." He shook his head. "It takes women. Only women. Every full moon. Only if they look." That night was a full moon. I walked the village alone after 10 p.m. Dogs barked at shadows. Oil lamps flickered in the wind. The stepwell sat at the edge of the village, behind an old banyan tree. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years. Cracked stone, dried leaves. The water below was black, still, and too far down to see clearly. I heard nothing. I saw nothing. Until I looked down. There was a face, pale, floating just beneath the surface. Eyes open, staring directly up. I jumped back, flashlight nearly slipping from my hand. When I looked again, nothing. No ripples. No body. Just water. I tried to record it, but my phone shut off. Dead battery. Though it had been at 78%. And that's when I heard the sound. Bangles. Dozens of them. Clinking together. Coming from the well. I backed away slowly. Then turned and walked back. Fast. Bushin was waiting outside with a lantern. "You looked, didn't you?" he asked. I didn't answer. "Then she knows your name now." That night, I couldn't sleep. The window wouldn't stay shut. Cold wind blew in again and again. I locked it. Blocked it with a chair. Still, I felt like something was in the room with me. At exactly 3:12 a.m., my phone buzzed once. No network. Just a voice message. No number. I played it. It was the sound of water dripping. Then a woman's voice, soft, whispering. "Why did you leave me there?" Raghav. I didn't sleep that night. Next morning, Bushin told me the real story. Long ago, a woman named Mira lived in the village. She was a healer, a midwife. People came for miles to seek her blessings. But the landlord's son, drunk, cruel, powerful, tried to take her. When she resisted, he spread rumors that she practiced black magic, that she cursed children. The villagers, out of fear, dragged her to the step well and threw her in. She didn't drown. She broke her back on the stone halfway down, and she screamed until morning. Now, they say she lives in the well, but only reveals herself to those who look down with doubt in their hearts. She feeds on fear, Bushin whispered, and she takes your voice, your memories, your body, until you're just gone. I left the next morning. Back in Lucknow, things didn't go back to normal. I heard water where there was none. In the walls. In my closet. Dripping from sockets. My bathroom mirror fogged up at night, even with no heat. Every message I typed auto-corrected to one word. Look. I began to see reflections that weren't mine. One night, I woke up with wet footprints around my bed. Another night, I found bangles on my kitchen counter. I live alone. The last straw was this morning. I received an email. No subject. No sender. Just a single video file. stepwell_ilevel.mp4. I opened it. It was my own footage. From the night I visited. Except, I never recorded that angle. It showed me, leaning over the well, and something rising slowly behind me. A pale hand. A broken spine. A face with hollow sockets and hair floating as if underwater. The moment I turned to run, she smiled. I don't know what's real anymore. But I'm writing this now because tonight is another full moon. And I can hear the bangles again. She's in the walls. If I go missing, tell them this. Don't visit Shivapura. Don't go near the well. And if you do, don't look down.